What's up? What's up? What's up? Excuse me. What's up, you guys? Well, we are here to discuss the season finale of Reasonable Doubt, and I do have a special guest with me. I told you guys I was going to try to get a few people to come together who have been reviewing Reasonable Doubt, so I do have a special guest. So without further ado, we're going to bring up my boo, JB Says What? Hey, listen, you didn't have to rush. I know you said you were on your way home, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I just want to hop on because I was like, I was thinking, I was gonna wait till I get home, but I was like, you can do it from the car. It ain't that bad. Hopefully these people know how to drive tonight, and they don't. But we gonna make it do what it do.
We're gonna make it do what it do.
Yeah, I ain't that far from home anyway, so.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for joining me. So first of all, we're gonna review the final episode, but we're just gonna talk about the season as a whole, though. So as a final, overall, how did you feel? I saw a little bit of I think you did a short I looked at. How did you feel about the finale?
Oh, the finale. So I had mixed emotions with the finale because part of me was like, okay, I knew Ozzy's family wasn't shit. But then, what happened to Ozzy, I was like, oh, crap. I wasn't expecting that. And then the ending, I was like, oh, okay. So
right.
I went from different emotions. Like, it was like, part of me was like, okay, I'm not shocked at all who did this, but I was shocked a little bit. But not really. Because they never, I've been saying all season is somebody in their family. And that, they weren't showing certain people for a reason. I was like, okay. But it was really that ending for me because I was like, what's going to happen for season 4? Now we got to wait a whole year.
So I'm going to say this. I'm glad that it was renewed for season 4 because if they had decided to cancel it, I would be pissed off.
Right.
I'd be like, well, like Brandy, we never knew who was pregnant. Right.
Exactly.
So I feel the same way. I thought it was an excellent finale. But I do sort of feel the same way as it relates to. I kind of felt like they kind of did Ozzy the only way they really could have done Ozzy. He was so troubled and he had so many demons and he had so much against him. I just don't know what his life would have been like on the other side of this, especially once he had found out the truth.
Right.
Like, I don't know if he would have been able. I don't know if he would have been able to survive knowing the real truth.
That I agree with. It was just the fact that I think with Jax's help, I think he probably could have gotten through some of the stuff because with her suggesting he still see Autumn and even go to rehab, I was like, maybe he can get his life together, even though, everybody in his life had failed him up until that point. Mm-hmm. I thought he saw a light at the end of the tunnel with Jax, that, okay, Jax is in my corner and I can trust her. I thought that's where he would go.
Yeah, but even as strong as Jax is, I don't think that Jax could have overcome the years of damage. I mean, in a real world, yeah, obviously I don't want to see the boy die, but
right.
I just don't know. I don't know. So when what happened to his character happened, I wasn't shocked that they chose to do that with that character. Somebody I think last week asked me, maybe we talked about this when we did our Beyond the Gates review last week, that Jax was going to sort of pseudo adopt him. Now I could have seen that, but like you said, I don't know. I don't know. But let's get into it. So we pick up where we left off with the sister at the cabin holding the weapon and Daniel finding her. I'm gonna be honest. Normally, I kind of figured these out. They got me this time. I never figured it out.
Right.
Every episode, I definitely changed. And I'm gonna be honest. I honestly thought that in the beginning of this episode, I really did think the sister was telling the truth. I really thought she had done it.
Mm-hmm. So what I will say is, So Kristen from the entire season has been on my radar, but I've always said it's something with Ozzy's mama and daddy. And the more that they never showed them, I was like, it's something with his parents. I initially thought it was his mama, but then when she took the stand, I was like, okay, maybe it's not her. So my antennas were still on Kristen and their daddy. I was like, it's one of the. I'm like, it's somebody in their family, not hands down. And I was like, why would they do it? But I was like, it's got to be the Kristen or the dad. And I did believe Kristen at first, but then I had to think about it. I'm like, girl, there is no way you drug Wendy's big ass from that house to that goddamn cabin by yourself. Ain't no way.
Right. I'm gonna say this too. I felt like so in the beginning, I thought it was either Monica or his dad. From that first meeting with Jax and the way they were just the way that whole first meeting went. But then as the season went on, of course, at one point I thought maybe it was Monica. The sad thing is I never thought it was the dad. I thought it was the mom. I thought it was Monica. I thought it was the sister. I never thought it was Alex, and I never thought it was the dad. And I think maybe because when we did get the episode with the parents, we saw how diabolical the mom was. I was like, oh, yeah, that's some crazy shit she would have done. Like what she did with that video, like definitely something she would have done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So so Daniel is like, listen, the verdict is coming in, but no, he tells me, like, tell me what happened. So the sister starts telling the story, and she basically gave 90 to 95% of what actually happened. She just left out, obviously, some very important information, which we'll get to at the end. But she said, hey, Ozzy, my mom told Ozzy that, showed Ozzy the tape that Wendy was cheating on him. He went and confronted Wendy. Him and Wendy got into a fight. Wendy came over to the house to confront us because basically Wendy knew we were lying, like knew that was some bullshit, and threatened to tell Ozzy everything. She said, and things got out of hand, and she ended up hitting her head on the table and she passed out. And like you said, that's when the story sort of went left, when she said, I brought her to the cabin. Excuse me. And then on the flip side, we see Ozzy getting high with Alex, and we see where Ozzy says, Wendy texts me and says she's at the cabin. Now, that's the question they never answered. When did Wendy text him and say she was at the cabin?
So he got an alert that she was at the cabin. So I guess they got like...
Oh, he got an alert. An alert. Okay.
He got an alert that Wendy was there.
Okay.
But what threw me for a loop was with Kristen saying that Wendy just hit her head on the table. I was like, girl, don't nobody just hit their head on the table unless they're pushed, they trip, something happened. I'm like, girl, there's something you leaving out with the fact that she hit her head on the table. That's what.
Well, I knew it was more to the story. I mean, I definitely knew it was more to that story because, like you said, the way she said it, yeah, things got out of hand. No, things don't just get out of hand and somebody ends up unconscious. Like something happened. So yeah, I knew it was more to that story. But what that also, going back to what Xavier said the dad then had the nerve to be indignant when Mama threw him under the bus. But sir, you did it. Yeah, but Mama knew he did it. But the mother knew. Because remember when she said...
That family is fucked up.
Yeah, the mama knew because remember when... Well, number one, the mama knew because why would the mother know to get rid of Alex? It wasn't just because of that video.
I thought she was trying to get rid of Alex because of that video.
I think it was... I mean, it could be the video, but I thought it was deeper because also remember when they were all arguing after she testified and the father was like, now you got everybody, you got everybody thinking that I did it. And she was like, two birds, same stone.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I thought that the mother knew. I feel like the mother knew. But I could be wrong.
In my comments, they think that the mama knew too.
I feel like the mother knew.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they let Ozzy go through this whole trial. And
right.
Do it.
And the whole, and it wasn't just the whole family knew. Like everybody knew. The only person, the sad thing is, the only person that didn't know was the person that victimized him the
Ozzy.
most, which was Monica. Monica thought
Right,
he
that
did it.
trash hoe.
Well, that's a
That
listen. We'll
bitch.
get to her, but she actually thought
Oh
he
God.
did it.
Yeah, because when she was burning that hoodie.
Right? She thought he had done it. So, um, so she tells Daniel, and while she's telling the story, Daniel gets a message saying that the verdict is in. Now, Daniel, the woman was in the middle of giving you the confession. Let her finish telling the damn story, sir. But anyway, the verdict comes back. Ozzy's not guilty. While they're having the celebratory dinner, um, Daniel lets Jax know. Well, she finished telling him the story on the way. And of course, like I said, the sister says that they showed up high. Wendy was tied to the chair. Wendy got away. Now, this is when I felt like, okay, girl, when she got Wendy with one shot and Wendy just fell. I said, okay, girl.
But that was a point blank shot, though. That was a point blank shot. I'll give her that.
I mean, I guess. I'm no expert when it comes to that, so I'm a defer to. I guess. I guess. So, so then she said she took Ozzy back home, and put him in the bed, and that's why Ozzy thought he had been there the whole night. Whatever. So anyway, Ozzy's found not guilty, but because that was so early on in the episode, we knew we had a whole lot of more show to go. She tells Daniel. Daniel says, "So do we need to like let the prosecutors know?" And she was like, "No, let him enjoy the weekend, of before we totally destroy his world." So that's why we know that Ozzy never knew the full story because Jax hadn't told him. What up, Shay? Yeah, Shay wanted to be here, y'all, but she got some stuff to do this weekend and she wasn't available.
Hey, Trace.
And Jax looks good. Jax looks good.
She do.
Jax ends up reaching out to her sister based on realizing how effed up Ozzy's family is. So she reaches out to her sister, which, again, and I'm not trying to be nitpicky, y'all, but how'd she get that girl phone number?
Lewis. Because Lewis told her last episode that he had her phone number.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Okay. All right, Lewis. Yeah, I can see that. So she reaches out to Chelsea and she wants to talk to Chelsea. Let's go ahead and just knock this storyline out the way before we get back to Ozzy. Let's just finish up with this. So she meets with Chelsea, and Chelsea basically tells her the same thing she told Lewis and was like, look, he ain't who he thought he was. I got into some trouble. The plan was that he was going to get back in touch with you, get some money up off of you. But then when your mom got sick, he sort of pivot a little bit. And Jax was like, so why are you telling me? She was like, because, I want a real relationship with you. And I don't want you to be fooled by who he pretends to be. I'm going to be honest with you. And this is how I feel. And you can tell me how you feel. But I'm going to be honest with you and say, I don't trust Chelsea either. I think she's just trying to cut out the middleman. I don't think she has any pure intentions with Jax.
I don't believe it. I do believe part of her story about what happened with Eddie, that Eddie was supposed to con Jax out of money. I do believe that. And I do believe when Mama Lou got sick, he pivoted. But Chelsea, I don't believe you. Because two birds of a feather fly together. I think that's what it is when it comes to Chelsea, when it comes to Eddie. Because if you go back to, I think it was episode 8. When Eddie was like 8, he was going to call about his disability. He was going to call about y'all both.
Uh-oh, your sound is messed up, JB.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, now it's better. I don't know. You must have been just going through a bad area. Okay, finish what you were saying.
But yeah, episode 8, like they were both looking out for they both out for money because she was talking about, that his money that he gets from this whatever he gets. So I don't trust
disability.
Chelsea,
he got a fake back injury.
Like I don't trust either one of them. I think Chelsea, like you said, Chelsea is looking to cut out the middleman, and that is Eddie. I don't believe it that she wants to get to know Jax like that. You see where your sister lives up in the Dons, and you're like, oh shit, this bitch got money. let me get close to this. Let me get closer to her and try to get what I can get from her. But no, when it comes to both of them, I would eliminate both of them from my life.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, and I think Jax did the right thing by saying, look, at this point, I need to take a break from both of y'all. I got too many other things going on, and I can't. I just can't. And I feel like, because like you said, when we first met Chelsea, Chelsea was like, why what's taking you so long? Like, you ain't get the money yet. And now all of a sudden, I just want to warn you, Jax, and Eddie ain't who he said. But wait a minute, but you ain't who you claim. So yeah, I just think she's trying to cut out the middleman. I think they had a plan, and Eddie is diverting from the plan, and whatever money she needs it. So yeah, I don't believe any of it. I think that's clearly a storyline that's going to carry us over into next season. So we'll see what ends up happening with that.
They both throwing each other under the bus, because if you remember when Eddie met up with Jax at that funeral home, he telling her don't trust Chelsea.
Right, and that's what I was just going to say. So then she confronts her dad, and basically her dad throws Chelsea under the bus. So that's why I say and so again, I think Jax is doing the smart thing by not trusting either one of them. Like, look, let me just take a step back, because I don't trust either one of y'all.
And I feel bad for Jax in the sense that I think Jax wants to get to know Eddie, a clean, sober Eddie, and she also may want to get to know Chelsea, but at this point, she don't know who she can trust. And honestly, it's neither one of them.
But the other thing I find interesting too is, so basically what that tells us is that Eddie has been in LA all this time. Because when she said, well, he was with my mom until she died. So that means that Eddie has not been traveling. He hasn't been, because remember, if you go back to the beginning when, and I could be remembering wrong, so y'all can correct me. But if we go back to like episode 2 when he first showed up, or episode 1, whatever episode that was, that he popped up on her doorstep, it was one of the conversations was along the lines of, every time you came into town, you tried to see. I think this might be when Lewis was saying you tried to see him every time he came into town, and then he stood you up. And if I'm remembering that wrong, y'all correct me, but I feel like I heard her say, or somebody say something along the lines of when he came into town. Well, what that says is he wasn't coming into town. He never left. I mean, he might have traveled to do music, but he lived in LA. Somebody in the chat tell me, am I remembering that wrong?
Because I'm trying to remember.
Okay. Y'all let me know in the chat. Somebody in the chat will tell me. Xavier's here. Xavier, he remember everything. Xavier, tell me if I heard that wrong. All right. So like I said, that's a storyline, and we'll definitely be carrying that over into next season, I am sure. Let's get back to this. So Jax has Morris Chestnut. I can't remember his name, child. Corey, and Corey's new fiance, the doctor that testified at the trial last year about domestic violence, about financial domestic violence, or domestic abuse, I should say, whichever the correct term is. And we found out that they're engaged, that things went well with that. I like how they tied up that storyline for us. But Corey also let Jax know, look, the last time I met with your partners, they really feel like you're the reason why. Like, they offered me a job. They were willing to undercut you and try to buy you out to bring me on. And they really ain't feeling you. And he was like, I didn't say anything because you were, already caught up in the middle of everything with the trial. But I just, because she was complaining about Bill. He was like, basically keep your head on a swivel because your partners ain't, and Jax knew they weren't her biggest fans, but I don't think Jax thought that they would be willing to undercut her and buy her out. Because like she said, she was like, so they would be willing to buy me out to bring you in as a junior partner? Like, that's how bad? And I think I'm still a little disappointed. We'll get to that at the end. I'm still a little disappointed in how that worked out at the end, because I feel like Jax, you sort of had a heads up, and I feel like you should have been more prepared for that moment. But we'll get to it. But she definitely got Corey let her know, look, these people ain't looking out for you the way you thought they were looking out for you.
Nope.
He made it seem like he was always on the road, but that doesn't appear to be true. But then again, we have to consider the source. Chelsea could be lying to further malign Eddie. True. That's true.
That is true.
That is true.
So I
Because
got one
again, the
complaint
sad
to
part
the
is at this
writers
point,
about.
we don't know who to believe. We just don't know.
That's it. So I got a complaint to the writers about Mr. Corey Cash, aka Morris Chestnut. Y'all have that man in all the fucking promotional stuff for this show, and we only saw him twice this season.
So I agree. I did think we were going to get more of him, but I honestly think that he wasn't supposed to be back at all.
I don't think he was
I
because
think
of
they
his
were just
show
giving
on
the fans
CBS.
more of Corey. Because I think, and I also think that maybe they wanted to bring him back, but he had already signed on to do Watson, and maybe he couldn't do both.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the fact that he's in a promotional shoot of the show.
Yeah, they did make it
Like,
seem like he was going to be in more than just 2 episodes, because he really only was in 2 episodes.
If somebody was right, because if somebody watched this for the first time for Morris Chestnut, baby, they pissed.
That is true. That's true. Yeah, I think once Watson came through, that might have messed up what and some people can do 2 shows, but maybe the scheduling of the shows he couldn't do them both.
Scheduling. I think
Yeah.
it's probably. But I would be. I mean, I capacity, maybe a limited capacity, because I actually do like Corey and him working with Jax, and then also it looked like it gets under Lewis' skin a little bit, especially when they came there and Lewis had that attitude. I'm like, nigga, he is there with his girlfriend, and then he found out fiance. Oh, congratulations, bro! Congratulations,
Oh
Lewis.
yeah, he had a whole different tune after that.
Like, Lewis, get your weak ass on somewhere. Like, I like Lewis at times, but then Lewis also gets on my nerves. And that was one scene that pissed me off. It's like, Lewis, you doing the most. This man is here with another woman. You really think he's gonna do something with Jax right here?
Well, I kept waiting for him to find out that the man spent the night at his house when he was over there with his ex concubine packing up the baby's room. But it wouldn't have mattered because he really didn't have no place to be mad about nothing in that situation.
Mm-mm.
So next we see what we all expected. Of course, Ozzy is celebrating with his friends, and because Jackson said, "Look, come over to my house. You already know that that's not going to be a good situation for you. They're not going to be worried about your sobriety." She was like, "Why don't you just come over to the house?" So we see him celebrating. We see, and that's exactly what it is. It's a whole party situation. It's drugs and alcohol and all of that. And he actually does remove himself from that situation, and he goes to Jax's house, where he ends up having family dinner. And I feel like he gave the kids some words of wisdom, like, look, I know your parents aren't perfect, and I'm sure they have made some mistakes, but understand, I would live for this situation, like this right here. This is, and that's when I knew. I said, yeah, I didn't anticipate what happened. Well, actually, yes, I did, because I knew Ozzy was the one in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Once we realized that Naima was kind of okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then we saw that when the mama said, "Okay, well, it's time for me to go home," I said, "Okay, well, that's not the mom, because it sounds like she's done recovering and she's back at her own house." I knew it was Ozzy then. I said, "Okay, so that's Ozzy." Now, I was hoping that Ozzy didn't die, but I knew that was going to be Ozzy that they found on the floor.
Absolutely. I knew it was Ozzy too. My thing was, I thought, again, like I said, I thought Ozzy would be okay because he left that party with his friends, and I'm like, okay, maybe Ozzy is gonna do right. But when Jax told him what she told him about rehab, I was like, oh, that's gonna be it. I'm like, it's definitely him now.
And I'm gonna be honest, Jax was wrong. Jax was wrong. I know her intentions were pure, but Jax was wrong for a lot of reasons, in my opinion. Number one, Jax was wrong because he never expressed to you The fact that he was ready to get clean. In his mind, he was clean because he was smoking weed that was doctor prescribed, right? And like she said, you're California clean, but you need to get clean. That's not your call, Jax. Continue to encourage him to see Autumn and let him come to that conclusion on his own. For you to say, hey, I invited you over here to dinner, but I got the people coming to take you to rehab. It almost felt like it was a setup. And for somebody that had really felt he's just coming to grips with the fact that his whole family, and again, we still know he didn't know the full extent, but feeling like his whole family had betrayed him and didn't have his best interest. Here he is thinking he finally found a safe space, and that safe space was violated. Jax was wrong. And especially in that moment, maybe they could have worked their way up to that, have a conversation with him, talk to Autumn about it. And again, I know her intention was in the right place, but the minute she said that, I said, oh, that wasn't a way to do that.
I'm actually about to switch from my phone to my laptop. Okay,
no problem. All right, come on back. Okay. So that's my opinion, you guys. And again, as soon as Jax said it, I was like, ooh, bad move, Jax, bad move. And again, I know that her intention was correct, but I didn't like that. C. Golden said they weekly tied up many things. Jax's daddy and sister, Bill and Sally, Mama Lou being terrible. Well, I don't think they tied up Jax and the sister. They didn't tie up Jax's daddy and sister. She said, I'm taking a step back. So I feel like that was the carryover. That was supposed to be the carryover into next season. Hold on, y'all. JB's back.
All right. So
hey, look who's here.
So I know you were just talking about
go ahead.
That you thought she was wrong for setting him up like that. And I agree, but it's like when you think about it with an addict, you kind of have to do stuff like that to them. You have, you kind of have to ambush an addict and tell them, okay, I know most people do interventions, but I don't think Ozzy would have benefited from anything because, like you said, Ozzy thought he was, he's talking about he's clean. No, you're not clean. And you're not clean because you got a bag of drugs in your hand. So I get it that Jackson was wrong, but I think I don't know any other way because he wasn't gonna do it, and his family damn sure wasn't gonna do it. They were gonna use him as a cash cow. Because look at his raggedy ass mama. When that trial was over, she was like, "Come on, let's talk about your future." Ma'am, his future, the man just got free.
I agree. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on. I agree that for the purposes of the storyline, but just in real life, I just feel like she did not have that authority. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're his lawyer, and I understand that you love him and y'all have built more, but I just felt like in that moment, but somebody in the chat, Brown Mama in the chat, brought up a good point. Maybe she wanted him in rehab because she knew that the real story was getting ready to come out, and she wanted him shielded. That I could understand because that would have definitely devastated him.
Absolutely,
that would definitely have devastated him. But I get it. But ultimately, Ozzy and again, he wasn't trying to kill himself. He was trying to have one last hurrah before he went into rehab. He wasn't trying to kill himself. He just OD'd. And we all know from earlier in the season, it's not the first time he's OD'd. It just seems like generally somebody's around with the Narcan to save his life. And in that case, they just didn't have it, which I found interesting. The rehab people didn't have no Narcan with them.
That's what I was confused about.
I don't know. I mean, and I understand that, but you're literally like your job is to pick up drug addicts. You don't have no Narcan. But neither here nor there. Ozzy dies. Now, what was on that note? Hold on, because I'm trying to say it says something about shit I want to do or something like that.
Yeah. He wants to go to the grocery store. He wants to go to movies by himself. It's just something he's never been able to do by himself.
Okay.
that he wanted to do.
Yeah. So the next thing we see is the funeral, which that's when it really set in, because the way that scene ended, they were taking him away in the ambulance. They didn't have a sheet over his face. So I was like, maybe he's not dead, right?
Yeah,
I was holding up hope that he wasn't dead. And honestly, even at the beginning of the funeral scene, I was like, well, maybe that's not Ozzy. Until I saw all the reporters and I saw the Rolls Royce and stuff. I was like, oh no, it's Ozzy. Yeah, now it's Ozzy. And then you saw your girl Monica behind the
well,
she was up in that crowd giving Jax the meme mug, honey, giving Jax the meme mug.
It was the audacity for me with Monica. It's like, girl, you terrorized this boy as a kid, and he still ain't gonna never know peace because y'all fucked up his life. And then here you had the audacity to show up, especially again what Monica did to him. You know, I think the writers were kind of on the wall with Ozzy that he was going to have a tragic life just because of how his life was tragic. You know, he was a child actor. He was the breadwinner for his family. Monica abused him at a young age, and you know, he, as a typical victim, he made it that it was a victim. Either some of them, especially when it comes to men that are assaulted by women, they be like, oh, you know, I was a willing participant. When no, you're not a willing participant. You're a child. She's an adult. She knew what she was doing. You didn't. And so when he finally came to the realization of all that stuff, I'm like, looking at what happened is not a big shock because, again, like I said, his life was a tragedy in itself. So why would his death be any different?
I'm going to say this. So Xavier said, why wasn't she in jail? Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah. I mean, Ozzy was grown.
Yeah, Ozzy was 13.
Ozzy was like in his mid-20s, mid-late 20s. So yeah, the statute of limitation was probably up. Now, if he wanted to press the issue, I'm sure that if he wanted to, they might have. But I mean, also remember too, like the trial was going on. They ain't had time to worry about pressing charges against her, you know. But again, if he had been 18 but I think the statute of limitations.
Yeah, and I don't think he could do to her, would probably go after her civilly.
Yeah. And I think he was just kind of like, just leave me alone. Like, you stay over there and I'm gonna stay over here. But yeah, but like you said, but the audacity for her to even show up. Okay.
I saw that woman in the crowd. I was like, you trifling bitch. Like, Monica, I have not saw for Monica since we found out about that. Like, I just be looking at her like, girl, the audacity. Even in that flashback scene last week with Tyrell, when she was like, oh, I didn't know you were gay. Bitch, you know this boy ain't gay. But that's that manipulation, right?
I want to prove to you that I'm not gay and have sex with you again. You know what I mean? Like that's what, you know, the PDF files do. That's what they do when, you know, to get that mind, you know, that manipulation, that mind manipulation. That's what they do. So we're at the funeral. First of all, Bill had the audacity to roll up on Jax. And again, I love how Jax was like, well, she said this later on, but he really acted like he had her back. And he was like, yeah, Jax, I told them that you were the rock star. And yeah. You know, I made partner, but she was like, and you really feel like this is the right time and place for this? And I loved how her son had her back. Like, I loved how her son rolled up on her and was like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and she had a heart-to-heart with her son in that moment, basically like, look, if it ever gets too rough, if the music industry, like, I need you to know that you can always come and talk to me, you know. Yeah, Bill absolutely needed his ass whooped. Absolutely.
That's why I call him Bill the Scammer, because I ain't trusted Bill since the moment we laid out on him.
I didn't.
Because it's like, you sitting there talking about, oh, I had your back, Jax. I had your back. Yeah, you had her back after the fact. You've known what Steven and Vince were doing since they came to you. Steven and Vince even planted you on her fucking trial. So you ain't never had her back. You've had Bill's back, and then when you realize Jax was, you know, not as bad as Steven and Vince make her out to be. Now, what I will say about Jax can Jax be difficult? Yes. Does Jax, listen to others when they give input? Not 100%, because Jax is in the mindset that she knows what's right for her clients, which she does know what's right, but sometimes it could backfire, it could go wrong. But at the same time, this was her trial. This was her case. You are second chair. Because I mean, she did the last season with Corey. With Corey's case, she wanted to, bogart his case, but it's like, girl, this ain't your case. You gave it to him.
Yeah, Jax got on my nerves last season. Like, yeah. I agree. Jax is not the easiest person to get along with. She's not. She never has been. But Bill, you did not have her back. You never had her back. The only time you did what you felt like when you felt like it was still advantageous to you. Because let's be clear, when they tried to have you do the closing, you would have done it. Had Jax gone along with that bullshit, you would have done it. The only time you decided to stand up to Jax is once you knew you got what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Once y'all won the case and you thought you had that partnership signed, sealed, delivered, now all of a sudden it's, well, y'all really should respect Jax because Jax was really just. They know who Jax is. That's why Jax's name is on the stationery. They just don't like her. It's real easy. They just don't like her.
She's a black woman who speaks her mind and don't cower and back down to them white men, and they can't take that.
Absolutely not.
Hell, when that white woman called her a bitch.
And I still ain't convinced that they really fired her. I mean, I know that happened, it's over. But when they, I'm still not convinced that she was really fired. So the mama comes up to Jax. Well, Jax feels guilty, and Lewis is telling her, you don't have anything to feel guilty about. The mother comes up to Jax, and the mother is still trying to make it out like, well, I guess you won. What do you mean I won? Nobody won anything. Like, what are you talking about, ma'am? So then Jax goes up to Kristen because she realizes, look, I don't have the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you said was I don't believe that you're the one that did it. So tell me what really happened. So she lets Jax know that she told basically pretty much the whole story, except for the fact of who actually was the one who was in the cabin with her and who actually pulled the trigger. And come to find out, it was the dad all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And can I say something? Wendy, girl.
She asked for it.
Why would you? The man done already shot you in the back. Now, let's be clear. You still might not have walked away from that moment, but certainly taunting him wasn't the way to do it. Like, you should have been telling him everything he wanted to hear. Look, I'm so sorry. I won't tell nobody. I'll say I got mugged. I will stay away from Ozzy. Y'all win. Like, you get it. You got it. You got it. I mean, she still might not have walked away, but hell, Alex walked away. All Alex had to do was promise not to say nothing. Alex walked away. I was surprised. I was like, you just gonna let him go? You just gonna let him go?
He wasn't even Alex.
Come on, your money problems are over. Oh, right. Okay.
With Ozzy's money.
With Ozzy's money, right. With Ozzy's money. Now, so when we saw that Wendy had a whole conversation with the dad, I was like, Wendy, girl, you wanted to die. Because you didn't even try to save your own life. You didn't even try to talk that man out of killing you. Like, he had already shot you, girl.
Multiple times. Because that man shot at least six rounds.
Yeah, he emptied the clip. I was like, why did you not even you didn't even put the man had, first of all, let's start at the beginning. The man had already knocked the shit out of you.
That's what I was about to say.
And knocked you out.
He laid her ass the fuck out. When he backslapped her, I was like, God damn, that was hard. I felt that from Wendy.
Right. I was like, and you didn't even try to save your life. I could see if she was like, look, I won't say nothing. I will stay. Y'all are crazy. Y'all win. Y'all win. I will stay away from Ozzy. Y'all don't have to worry about nothing. You ain't got to worry about me. You know what I'm
Like, I
saying?
was trying to say Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder at the same
Okay.
time. Bitch, I don't have nothing. Like, that's
Not Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder, child. I know that's right.
I'd be deaf and blind. Because here's my thing. Going back to the mama real quick. It's like, are you in competition with Jack? Well, no, you're in competition with any woman in your son's. I realize that you're in competition with anybody that comes in your son's life and maybe can influence him to ditch that fucking family. That's why she said that Jax won. That's the particular reason that she said that to Jax. But Jax was like, neither one of us won.
Right.
The drugs won.
Your son is dead.
Like, the
Who
drugs
won? Who won this?
Exactly.
And you're right, Brown Mama. Alex was writing that book. Yeah, you're right. Alex was gonna write the book. Yeah.
But with Wendy, when she went to that house, like, where's your wife at? I was like, girl, fuck the wife, fuck this family. Like,
right. I didn't even understand that. Like, so again, going back to that whole situation, Wendy, what did you hope to accomplish by going over there and confronting them? Like, what? Like, you are, first of all, let's rewind it all the way to the beginning. You know they don't fucking like you.
Exactly.
I forgot about the book too, C. Golden. Thank you, Brown Mama, for bringing that back, because I forgot about the book. But they already don't like you. Like, they are literally doing everything in their power to keep him away from you. And even if you felt like they won, even if you felt like y'all won, y'all were successful in keeping and breaking us up, what did you think you were accomplishing by going over there? And I understand that when you're upset, when you're mad, you're hurt, like, you're not thinking clearly. But I just didn't understand what her thought process was in going over there to begin with.
It was when that man slapped, when she spit in his face and he slapped the shit out of her and shit that table. I was like, oh, okay. Wendy, at this point, baby girl, I know you're unconscious, but when you come to, play these people. And then when Ozzy untied her, I was like, okay, she finna run. I was like, bitch, why'd you run? Like, again, play these people. Then when he came out and pop, 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 I was like, God damn, that's a lot of pops. They hit her in the back.
Now, the reality is, I can understand why she ran, because remember, she was knocked out. She doesn't know. She doesn't even know how she got there, much less how Ozzy got there. I mean, she knows he's high, but she doesn't even know what she don't even know, you know. So I can understand her being like fight or flight mode. You know, you got in her mind, she got it's 3 against 1 right now. Yeah. And even though Ozzy was high as hell, I mean, but still, like, she didn't know where because the last conversation they had, he was Ozzy motherfucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
well, so Alex said, Wendy, stop. But she kept from.
Well, at that point, now I'm thinking it's 4 against 1. Shit.
But when she was talking shit to that man, I said, Wendy, girl, this ain't how you survive.
That is not how you save your life, ma'am. Crisis management 101. Like, right. She did like, when it would even be different if Alex was a friendly face. In her mind, that's Ozzy's drug dealer. Like, he's not even a friend. I mean, in that moment, but I mean, look, at that point, everybody that's here is suspect to be against me.
Because it's like, girl, you got 6 slugs. I'm pretty sure you got 6 slugs in your back, and he ain't got nothing. Like, play him. Like, make him be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You win. As soon as Ozzy comes to, I want to break up with Ozzy, and you ain't gonna ever have to see my white ass up again.
You ain't. Matter of fact, I'm moving my business. I'm gonna open up shop in New York. I'm out of here. And I'll be taking my ass straight to the police station.
I don't know nothing. Nothing happened here tonight. Kristen didn't do nothing to me. You didn't do nothing to me. I didn't see nothing. If somebody asked me about this gash on my head, I'm like, oh, I don't know what happened. Like, I fell and woke up. I was really drunk, and I just, hit my head. Right. But to talk shit to the man just literally shot you multiple times. And you are crawling, girl. You didn't want to. You were ready to go.
Yeah,
to hell or to heaven.
You was ready to go. Now I will say this: at the beginning of this conversation between the daddy and Kristen, I felt like the daddy was talking as if Kristen was setting him up, because he was like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you like." He was acting like he knew that Kristen was setting him up. But I guess the more she talked, the more, because remember, he was acting at first like he didn't know what she was talking about. Mm-hmm. But then I guess he started getting mad, and then he started talking, because I knew she was setting him up. Like, I was like, she is setting him up.
It was the thing when he called them bitch, her mama bitches. I said,
oh yeah, oh they was, oh yeah.
Bitch, not the bitch. I tried to clean about the you. I ain't never get a thing from YouTube bitches.
Right.
Ooh. Okay,
Yeah.
sir. I thought the mom had him henpecked, but shit, I guess not.
Right. They had us thinking that the mama was running things, and then come to find out it was the daddy for real. Almost had me feeling sorry for the dad, not because he was having an affair, because I'm not feeling sorry for that, but had me feeling sorry for him. Like, you done had this white woman, and like your wife was so diabolical that she was willing to use you to frame the girlfriend against the son.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just knew that Ozzy recognized that watch. When he watched that video, I said, Ozzy knows who that is.
I think he did too.
I think Ozzy knew who it was in that video.
I think he just didn't want to say, but I think he knew from the jump who they
because the watch, because I was like, when they showed us the hand with the watch, I was like, I feel like that's why they were showing us, because that way Ozzy would know who it was.
But I knew it was his dad from the beginning too. Because
I knew it was his dad too in that video.
Because I figured it like earlier in the season. I'm like, they probably finna run with this narrative that Wendy had an affair with the daddy. Like, I felt that, but then when we got to the episode, I'm like, oh, so it was fake. Okay, I mean, I guess it was good. Yep. I mean, it was good the way they wrote it, but I kind of figured that this was what it was going to be. But yeah, that family, that's just a terrible ass family.
So Jack set it up. The police are there. They arrest the daddy. The mama, she's sitting there like, oh my goodness. Kristen. Daniel had to break up with Kristen, child. Poor Daniel. Because Daniel was really baby Daniel was getting his groove thing on this season, honey.
Him and his new haircut.
Right. With his glow up. So then we go back into the office. Oh, we see Ozzy's mama. I guess she's doing a documentary or something. We see the guy from the news station wants to talk to her, and then we see her sort of doing I guess she's going to do like a documentary or something on him.
Can I say something about that real quick though?
Sure.
At that damn funeral, the repast, when that man came up to her talking about, I'm from such and such, and I want to talk to you, I would have been like, motherfucker, get away from me. I just buried my son. Like, what are you talking about?
But again, that just lets you know what that family was on.
It just lets you know what his mama's all about. Did you, I wonder what his mom, did you ever love your son? Because it seems like your son was just a walk-in bank account for you. And I know, I was looking at this season with Ozzy. I'm like, this is kind of, you look at certain child stars from the 90s, especially when the 90s, like Amanda Bynes and all them, how their lives have really, they grew up in front of the camera, but then you get the behind the scenes of how terrible their families were and how they exploited them. It just makes you feel bad. I say, if I have kids and my kids want to do stuff like that, it'll be like, I'm not going to pressure. I would never pressure my kids to do fame. If that's something that they, want, we'll sit down, have a conversation about it, the good, the bad, and don't ever, kind of the conversation that Jax had with Spencer, come to me. If somebody touches you, if somebody offers you anything, feel free to, come to me, talk to me, don't hide shit from me. And because with his family, you can clearly tell that all they cared about was fucking money.
I remember an interview with Gary Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously before he passed away, I remember an interview that he did where he said that his parents told him he could quit at any time. Like, when it's no longer fun for you and you don't want to do it anymore, we'll let you walk away. Like we, and he said when he told them he wanted to quit, they told him he couldn't. Because at that point, he was making so much money. They were living a certain lifestyle. There were so many people relying on him working. So many people were being paid off of his back. And he said that that's when the resentment started with his parents, because he was like, but you told me when I didn't want to do it anymore, I could stop.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then when we did the documentary on the guy from Nickelodeon, the guy that Amanda Bynes, the guy Xavier, remember his name. the black kid that was on what was the name of the show? Kids in the
All
Hall or
that.
whatever. All that, yeah. The black kid that was on All That, his mom actually asked too many questions and he ended up getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he resented his mom for a very long time, of course, until fast forward as an adult, he sees that she was actually protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
So it can work in the opposite direction too, when the parents do defend and look out for their kids. And I'm sure that she never wanted the relationship to end. The relationship to be fractured with her son, but I'm sure the alternative to that, I'm sure she would rather that she protected her son and deal with the flip side of it than that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jax is back in the office and Bill is officially being announced as announced as a partner. This is where I was mad at the writers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. This is what I wanted to happen in that moment. I wanted Jax to go in.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Jax to drink the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Drax to congratulate Bill, and then I wanted her to slide her resignation. And I don't know how you resign when you're a partner on the firm, but whatever she needed to do, whatever paperwork to show them that she was leaving the firm, I wanted her to slide that across the table, and then you walk your ass down the hall with your box and pack your shit up. Like I wanted her to let them know that she knew that it was some bullshit. I appreciate it because if y'all go back to my review from like episode 1 or 2, I said I don't know why Jax is still there. Jax needs to start her own firm, so I'm cool with that. I just wanted especially once Corey told her. That's why I said in that moment she was already supposed to be formulating her exit strategy. So yeah, they have to buy her out. So it's not a resignation, but the paperwork, you know what I mean? Slide that shit across the table and be like, yeah, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm good. I'm done. And because I wanted to see their face when they realized, fuck. Because see, I know they wanted to exclude her, but the fact that they had decided not to backdoor her and for her to leave anyway.
I think so I was kind of cool with it, and here's why. Because when once again, Bill the scammer is telling her, oh, Jax, I had your back. I did this. I did that. I did this. And she's like, you know what? You can have it and they can have it. And I was like, that's right. Let them know, fuck y'all, fuck this. And then when she went back to her office and she was looking at the wall with her, her plaques, her certificates, President Obama, and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, exactly. And the thing is, I know, there's something that we always say as Black people, and I know it's 10 times for Black women. We have to be above the standard for, people, whereas, especially look at the times that we're currently in, where they are doing away with DEI and, all that kind of stuff, where they're saying they want to give the white man a leg up because, for years, whatever the wording is that they say, where they want them to merit-based, right? When it's not even merit-based. Look at that junk drawer. Them people ain't got no fucking merit. So I was cool with it because Jack, at that moment when she looked around and she saw all the stuff and all the Black people on her wall, her kids and her family included, I was like, exactly. We ain't got to play that game anymore. You have proven yourself. You can do it.
Even though, so I hear you. I hope that that's a storyline that they'll carry over into next season. Because again, I still want that satisfaction of them white men realizing that Jax was their cash cow, and now that she's gone, they're fucked. I still want that moment. But
right.
the flip side too is, you're right. That's the other thing too. If Jax is an equal partner, she was supposed to vote on that. So the fact that they made Bill partner without her input, which it doesn't look like she put any input in, that's even more of a slap in the face to be like, you're only here to make us money.
Right.
Now, this storyline with Lewis and the guy at his job, look, I'm gonna just go back to what his boss told him, like after episode 2 or 3. Everybody ain't meant to be management. And I just don't think, because again, Lewis, and I get it. You were trying to help out the black man. He played on your black sympathies. But my thing is, after he screwed you the first time,
that should have been it.
And I understand that it seemed like now at the end that he was just building up a case against him so that he couldn't do to them the second time that he did to him the first time. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what it was supposed to be. Was okay, I really wasn't fooled by him, but I let him think I was fooled so I could keep building up the case against him to show that he was bullshitting. Because that was hilarious when he sent him that file and dude didn't even open up the fucking file. Like, come on, bruh. You ain't even going to pretend.
That's my whole thing. And in the beginning, I kind of got Lewis. It's like, you know, we as black people, we already have it stacked against us with certain things. But if you got a motherfucker that ain't putting no effort in and ain't working, then at that point we can't say, oh, we got to help each other out because, you know, we're kindred spirit. Hell no, fuck that. When it comes down to your job versus my job, it's going to be your job, not mine. Like, Lewis gave him way too many chances. And in last week's episode, when the man was like, oh, you know, my girl is pregnant, I said, Lewis, if you fall for that, you're dumber than I thought you were, because even I saw through that. I'm like, that nigga ain't got no baby on the way. He's playing on your sympathy.
Exactly. So, I mean, that was a storyline that I feel like they could have kept because who gives a fuck? Exactly. They also could have kept this Bill and Sally. They could have kept that. Who cares?
I was so confused by that scene with them too.
That scene. Yeah, I didn't get that last scene either. When she was like, "I need you to be the Bill that has black kids." Like, what are you talking about?
That's what I was confused about. I was like, are they on a date or are they still? Or is he coming on as her attorney? Because I was so confused by that scene. So I'm like, I guess we're going. I was like, I guess that would go into season 4.
I guess. Yeah, I didn't get that. Autumn had the baby, and she's precious and healthy. And we're happy for that. Bill done bought himself a new Porsche, which again tells me that was this really about you saving your marriage, or was this about the prestige and the status of being a partner?
That's what it was.
You know. Because even when he was making it seem like his wife was trying to take him, I don't think so. I think you have 3 kids. Your wife has been the one handling all of the business, taking care of the kids, picking up the slack. Even though she's an attorney herself, I think she was just trying to get what she was owed. I don't think she was trying to take advantage of you. Okay. I think she was trying to get what she was owed. Okay.
Owed is like the fact that she is the more hands-on parent, so she's gonna have primary custody of them goddamn kids.
Well, and that's what I mean. When I say owed, I mean that. Now I will say this: the only thing I honestly took away from that scene, I thought it was a role play. A role play.
That's a kinky ass, weird ass role play.
Right. But okay. But I mean, look, they're bigger kinks. I don't know. I do believe Bill was jealous of his wife being more successful than him. They never made it seem like she was more successful. It just seemed like he was ambitious. I think when he told his story about how he was in law school late, I think he felt like he was sort of behind the 8 ball to get to where where everybody else his age was. Like if he was in law school in his 30s, when everybody else was in law school in their mid-20s, he was sort of, because they never really established that his wife was more successful. We don't know that to be a fact. Do we? Or did I miss that?
I don't think so, because I don't think that they told us.
We knew she was an attorney, but we didn't know much more than that about her.
Yeah, we knew I think she worked for the city or the state or something like that, but
yeah. So I don't know if she was more I don't know if we know that to be that she was more successful. So Jax has officially started her own law firm. Of course, Daniel and Crystal have gone with her, which means that Jax just cleaned out her whole wing of the building. She took Daniel, she took Crystal, and she has started her own law firm. She done already bought a building, got the name on the building and everything. And we see somebody coming into the building. Baby, it's Monica.
With her Cleo braids.
I was going to say, and Monica looked like she is doing bad, honey. She got them braids in. She ain't got no wig on. She knows she going to jail. She said, forget it. You ain't got to worry about taking my wig off when I get there. I'm going to just going to be ready for lockup. So she took the wig. I mean, she showed, and that is where season 3 ends. Somebody gets shot. Well, a shot goes off. We don't know if somebody got shot or not, but a shot goes off. Now, I ain't about to sit here and speculate because we got a whole year. We can maybe come back and when the trailer drops and maybe we can have some conversations in a couple of months. But I ain't about to sit here and do a whole breakdown of who we think, the who, the what, the when, the where, and the how. Because, child, we'll be here all day trying to figure that out.
Speculation. I kind of made a speculation, and I'm just thinking from a crate like.
Okay.
I'm thinking from Monica's probably thinking process. Now, I'm not saying that this is what happened, but. So remember, Monica told Jax that she was gonna get her back, right? And then we know Ozzy is dead. So I feel in my brain, this may not even be where the writers go, but I don't think that she shot Jax or shot at Jax. My honest opinion, I feel like since she feels like quote unquote she lost Ozzy is her guy. So Jax,
she shot at Lewis.
Yeah,
I could go with that thought process. I could definitely go with that thought process. And so here's the thing. Unless it's Crystal or Daniel, we know they're not. Well, I gonna say we know. I don't feel like they're gonna kill Lewis. We know Jax ain't going nowhere. I think when we go into next season, like, again, unless they decide to get rid of Crystal or Daniel's character, I think somebody might get shot. They'll be in the hospital, and that'll be part of the season that somebody is in the hospital, and maybe even somebody is in the hospital gravely ill, but they ultimately survive. I don't know. We know that this show don't have no problem killing nobody, but I don't know. I'm with you. Now that makes sense though. I could see that. I could see Monica aiming at Lewis. I could see that. I'm going to say this, though, and Xavier, and the only reason why I know, because me and Xavier have talked about this, I think, in the past. Here, I love Reasonable Doubt, and I think Reasonable Doubt has had 3 solid seasons.
They have.
But here's what I don't want to see happen. I don't want the show to get so consumed with the personal storylines that we get away from what the show is built around, which is the law. I know that we've always had personal storylines. I mean, in the first season, we had the whole Jax, Lewis, not together, cheating, not cheating. Like, I get it. I know we've always had those side storylines, but this is the first time we haven't gone into a new season without knowing that what the case is. You know, at the end of season 1, we knew that Chantel had shot her husband or killed her husband. At the end of last season, we knew about the paternity lawsuit, which ended up not being what this season was actually about, but we saw it going into next season. Correct. So I just hope we don't get so caught up in the side storylines that they get away from the law. They already have a lot with Jax establishing her own law firm. And again, if they choose to draw out the buyout from her other law firm, I mean, they choose to draw that out, but I don't know. I just don't want us to get so caught up in the side stories that we get away from. Like Scandal got away from what the show started off as, which was she's a fixer. They got so caught up in the side storylines and all the other minutia that she wasn't fixing nothing by the end.
Right.
You know. I wonder what will be the main case next season. Hopefully something that puts Jax against her old friend. Oh, Xavier, that would be perfect.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for.
Oh, yeah. Now, that would be perfect. If Jax goes against her old firm, that would be good.
That is exactly what I want.
You're welcome, boo.
Like, I kind of hope this kind of stays where it is. Kind of like How to Get Away, which I missed that show dearly. How to Get Away with Murder, how they had their side stories. But then we still focus on whatever Annalise's case was for that season.
True.
That was my show. I miss me some How to Get Away with Murder.
I loved How to Get Away with Murder, child. That Annalise was a mess, though, baby. Annalise was a whole mess. And that damn Cicely Tyson, her mama, baby.
Annalise in them heels. Her and them heels fighting each other. Baby, her and them heels always fighting with each other.
Baby, her and them heels, honey, and them wigs.
Oh, the wigs. But yeah, I mean, I think, Reasonable Doubt, like you said, they've had 3 great seasons. And I will say that this season was like, I don't know if I would say it was I will say it was my favorite season so far. Because the guy Kyle Berry who played Ozzy, phenomenal job. He did a great job of playing Ozzy with the dimensions of Ozzy, especially that episode when that man was screaming at that table. I said, nigga, what the hell are you screaming for? Like, he did a good job. I wish shows like like Reasonable Doubt and even with the Power Universe, I wish some of these shows got nominated for for the Emmys. Because some of them they give really, in my personal opinion, Emmy worthy performances. Because Kyle did really good, in my personal opinion.
Oh, Xavier said he was going to quit acting before he got the role as Ozzy. Oh wow!
Oh really?
See. You never know what God has for you.
Exactly.
Okay, Xavier said, now I'm a defense Scandal after the rewatch. The fixing stuff was always the B story, and I realized most of the stuff that Olivia was doing, it was really Papa Pope. Now, so then I need to go back and rewatch it because I don't remember that. I mean, I know who Papa Pope, I mean, I understand with that part, but it seemed like in the beginning of Scandal, like the first maybe 2 seasons, they always had an incident that would happen, and Olivia and the gladiators spent the whole episode fixing whatever it was, and the backstory with her relationship to the president and all of that was the backstory, and Cyrus and stuff, that was the backstory to how she became the fixer and how she got there. But I would have to go back and rewatch it because, again, I haven't rewatched it, so that's an interesting thought process.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch Scandal too because I didn't even finish that last season of Scandal.
I finished it. I even tried to review Scandal, but Scandal had too much. It was too many twists and turns. Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder were hard. I want to say I tried to review both of them. They were hard shows to review.
So I used to review How to Get Away with Murder. It was a difficult show to review, but it's kind of like how I do with what show do I do that does kind of similar time, like how I used to do How to Get Away with Murder is I would stay in the present for like half of the review, and then if we went into the past, I would switch it up. Like the first half of my review could be the backstory of some of the stuff that we got, and then the end of the review could be the present day stuff. I will be honest, it was difficult to keep up with that show and review. That was a hard one.
Scripted shows are hard. Scripted shows are hard to do because everything matters. Like if you're doing a reality show and you forget a scene or you skip over a scene, it may not mean anything, right? But with a scripted show, especially shows like Scandal and Power and How to Get Away, everything means something. Even if it doesn't mean anything now, it might be 3 episodes later and you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, that was important. So I've always done. Power was hard because Power would go season to season. It might be something that happened or a character that you forgot about from like in Power in the first episode of the show with the girl with the red sneakers that and then it came back later, like the last 2 seasons of Power, the girl in the red sneakers was a major storyline, and then that even crossed over into Force. So those are always hard. I remember, even though my people are going to remind me that I never finished doing shit. Why do I keep forgetting that? Baby, this perimenopause in my memory is just not a good thing. Not The Corner. Shit, the other show out of Baltimore with the drug dealers.
The Wire.
The Wire. Why do I always remember The Corner, but I can't remember The Wire? Anyway, even though I never finished The Wire, I'm only in season 2 of The Wire. The Wire. No, I'm in season 3. I'm actually in season 3 of The Wire. But as far as my retro reviews are concerned, but everything means something. And they're so hard. Again, characters and things that you forgot about or you think wasn't important. So scripted shows are hard. That's why I'm not even going to do Force. I'm not doing Force, y'all. I'm sorry for the people who want me to do Force. Force has always been my least favorite out of all of the powers. And I watched last week's episode, and I did not. Number one, it's been so long since it's been a year. Yeah, it's been so long that even though they gave us the previously on Power, thing, I didn't remember half of the players. I didn't remember the names. And then as the episode went on, stuff started refreshing my memory. But like some stuff I couldn't remember, like why is this person after that person? What happened? And I'm not going back. I said I was going to go watch my reviews. I'm not. So I'm sorry, y'all. I will continue to do y'all know I love Raising Kanan, so I will do Raising Kanan when it comes back, but I'm done. I'm not doing Force. I'm sorry. I know Shade in the City's doing Force. Y'all can catch them, but I'm not doing it.
I do like scripted series. It is a lot to keep up with them, but I like them because when it comes to reality TV shows and scripted, it's not like people get so invested in them and then want to come at you about your opinions about what you see on the show.
Oh, child.
That's the biggest thing that I love about scripted. Is like people can't get mad at me about something that these are actors and actresses. So we know that they're playing a role. So we can't get too invested. Now I will say there is one sector that people do get invested in, and that is why I pick and choose his shows that I do. Tyler Perry, because them people do get invested in that shit, and it's like y'all think that shit is real. I'm like, y'all do know the show's not real, right? Especially when it came to sisters. People used to get mad at me about my opinions of Karen. I'm like, y'all do know Karen's not a real person, right? That Ebony is a different person than Karen. I'm not talking about Ebony. I'm talking about Karen. Karen, a character. But hey, see, I do like scripted shows just for that fact. Because when it comes to, you know how it is when it comes to that reality shit. They take that shit.
Oh, yeah, because last week, baby, they wore me out over them Braxtons last week. They were like, why Tawanda? And like the people that don't like Tamar, it does not matter. And baby, they tried to wear me out last Sunday with my my Braxton's review. I mean, to the point where I was like, listen, if y'all don't like this review, y'all ain't gotta watch it. And I don't say that to my people because I do respect people's opinion. But it honestly, reviewing the Braxtons last week, it took me back to Love and Marriage Huntsville when Melody was on air.
Oh, that's why
it took me back. I was like, so y'all have just decided that no matter what, y'all just gonna hate Tamar. No matter, and again, does Tamar do a lot? Absolutely. Has Tamar over the years been extra as fuck? Absolutely. But in this situation, I'm sorry, I can't say that this is all on Tamar.
Right.
And we're not, and I don't feel like I'm defending everything. I don't feel like I'm turning everything on Tawanda. I feel like I'm just putting the spotlight where it belongs. And Tawanda, you want some bullshit.
Right. That's kind of why I'm happy, but I'm a little nervous when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I'm kind of like Scotty. I love K. Michelle, and I pretty much can see that I'm probably gonna be windmilling with people when it comes to K. Michelle, because I was on Instagram when I was out to eat, and Andy let it slip. He was like, they asked him, who was his favorite Atlanta housewife or something like that. He was like, Portia, Shamia, Kelly, Drew, K. Michelle, and they're like, "Oh, so K. Michelle is on the show," and he said Pinky. So he named the cast, and they were like,
well, I mean, it's out. I mean,
it is. And then people in the comments like, "Why is it's still the whole? Why is K. Michelle on there? Why is K. Michelle on there? Oh, this is ghetto." Oh, I'm like, oh my God.
I don't mean no harm, but last season was ghetto. If y'all think K. Michelle is making Atlanta ghetto, then y'all didn't watch last season. From the first episode with Shamia talking about being on the first date with her soon-to-be husband and taking a dump in his bathroom, to the way them women acted like they never seen a penis before when they were at Carnival, down to Grenada. Like last season was ghetto. I'm sorry.
But when has Atlanta ever been like quote unquote classy?
Well, that's true too, because they haven't.
Season one wasn't classy. Season 2 wasn't classy, with Sheree in the street pulling Kim's wig.
True that.
Nene and them teeth. One classy.
Yeah.
So
When Phaedra was accepting cash in the parking lot for payment. Like, yeah, true that. You right.
So when was it?
But that's what I'm saying.
They pretended to be classy, but we knew that those women didn't have money like they said that they did. And it soon came out about all of them. Nene, Sheree. Sheree was going through that shit with Bob.
Yep. And remember, Nene was living in that busted up house. They had rented that house to film in.
Mm-hmm. So that's my thing when it comes to is classism and elitism from people who don't even live that lifestyle that these women live.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about. So since we're on Bravo, I might have to clip this. Let me get you for a few more minutes before we get off here. I might have to clip this last part of the episode and upload it separately. So all the things are coming out about BravoCon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all, I heard that BravoCon has not been selling out like it has in previous years. That the tickets just oversold participation, and that there's still up until earlier this week, there was still a lot of tickets still available for the different things at BravoCon.
It was because I saw Rodney had posted something on Twitter about them tickets still being available for certain stuff.
Like I think it has a lot to do with the tickets being so fucking expensive. Because I wanted to go to BravoCon, but I was like, I can't afford that. Like for me to do, I mean, it's one thing to fly there and get a hotel room. It's something else to actually want to go to the events. And I know 2 years ago, those not only were the tickets expensive, but they sold out so fast.
Mm-hmm. But $1,200 for a fucking ticket, hell to the no. And I was thinking, I think I said this on one of my videos. It's like I think I might like to go to BravoCon at some point, but at the same time, so y'all know I watch every Housewives there is. So I'm a Housewives boy. I watch Vanderpump Rules. I don't know about this new season. I watch what else do I watch? Married to Medicine. And those are about it. And I'm gonna watch the Valley Persian style, the Persian edition of the Valley. But I'm like, if I went to BravoCon, I don't know everybody, and I don't know people enough to like be going to every event. Like I don't watch Below Deck and all that kind of stuff. I don't watch the Summer House stuff. Like I don't watch that stuff. So I feel like I would be wasting my money going to BravoCon because I would only be going for the Housewives and Married to Medicine stuff.
So I would want to, okay, so taking away me being a content creator, I don't know if I would make my money back on my content, but I would enjoy to go because like you said, I'm a fan. I was a fan before I started doing YouTube, right? So the fan in me would want that experience. Now, do I think I would make my money back in content? Maybe not, depending on if I, get clips and I'm able to go viral and get some good clips and, because I doubt I would get any, like, for some reason, I'm not a person that Bravo reaches out to because I've seen YouTubers with less numbers than me get, Bravo reach out to them. So it's not about the numbers. It's about how you get on their radar, it is what it is when it comes to that. Would I be able to get enough clips, enough virals, enough shorts to make my money back? Maybe not. But I did want to go just for my own personal experience, like you said, just to be there. And I know people who've gone and they've just been able to meet other YouTubers, other content creators, and network from that perspective. So let's talk about a few things. Number one, let's start with Married to Medicine. So Toya says she ain't vote for Dr. Heavenly.
I am not. So y'all who've been watching me for years, y'all know how I feel about Toya. Toya gets on my last fucking nerves. But was I mad when Toya said that? No, because I actually like, you know what, Toya, you make valid sense because you made a valid point. Just because you're my friend doesn't mean I'm going to vote for you to represent the state of Georgia. And we know how Heavenly operates.
Right. And in all reality, are they really friends? Or are they co-workers that get along? Because there's a difference. Because the one thing we know about these Married to Medicine ladies is that Heavenly and Toya do not talk when they're not filming. They don't hang out. They don't spend time together. They don't go to each other's house for cookouts and stuff. We know that Simone and Toya and their husbands hang out. when they're
Mm-hmm.
not filming. We see them all the time when they're not filming. But
Mm-hmm.
Heavenly has said that the only person she really talks to is Dr. Jackie
Mm-hmm.
and Quad.
And
That's it.
that relationship with her and Quad, it's fair weather in my personal opinion. Because I wouldn't be Quad is a fool to be friends with Heavenly after all the shit Heavenly says about her.
Heavenly talk about everybody, child. And
And
I'm
she
not
do.
defending her, but she talk about everybody.
She do. But it's like she says, and I know that just be Heavenly just talking out of her, out of her mouth. But some of the stuff that she done said about Quan on lives and stuff, it'd be like, damn, is that really your friend? Because I mean, me and my friends, we do joke. Even y'all know how I am with Scotty. I joke with him, but I would never just go on live and just, and people be in the comments and I just say, oh yeah, da 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 da. I'm not gonna do that. And even in the interviews, she say stuff about why she gonna get me. Girl, shut up. But like I said, I wasn't mad at Toya because again, we have to think about this. We are electing somebody to represent, and I'm not saying that Heavenly is a bad person or anything. I think Heavenly has some moments, where she gets on my nerves. She does things that I be like, okay, cool. I can see where she's coming from, but to be a United States represent, in
I
Congress.
question the seriousness of what she's doing. And like I said before, people from all walks of life have run for office. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen actors and singers, I mean, Black Panthers and people. So I'm not questioning her seriousness because she's on reality TV. I'm
It's because
questioning her seriousness because she stayed on reality TV. See, for me, in my opinion, and people can disagree with me, in my opinion, I feel like she should have left the show if she was really serious about this.
But they make I will say, I think they make more, in their professional and their person, this show. They may make more, they make more money doing these damn shows for filming for 3 to 6 months
right. But again, if I don't have a problem, so again, I'm only speaking for me. Yeah. I don't have a problem with voting for somebody who has been on a reality show, right? Life is what it is. People make the decisions they make. They, like you said, it's good money. Mm-hmm. I would have a problem voting for someone who you're representing me, but on Thursday nights, I can tune into Bravo and see you calling somebody, talking about somebody's mama. I just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that you did it. It's that you're still doing it.
You continue to do it.
And I mean, that don't even mean, go back, serve it and go back. Or if you lose the election, go back. But to me, there's a level of seriousness that makes me question it in that realm. And everybody may not agree with me, and that's fine, but that's for me. That's the way I would look at it. I mean, when Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor, he wasn't still making movies.
Right.
Now, he might have went back to it afterwards. He might have made a cameo here or there, but he wasn't making movies while he was, Sonny Bono. He wasn't out, still making albums and touring the country. He was representing, he was the mayor. And so, again, not the mayor, but again, Jesse Ventura, they might make cameos and that kind of stuff, but they were not still actively involved in those things. And that's my opinion. But again, she ain't running in my district, so I ain't got. But I was here for that. I was here for Toya.
Me too.
I was here for it. So we know that Monique is at BravoCon. She said this is her first BravoCon.
I'm shocked that she had the time in her schedule to go
to
Bravo.
So Monique is there. They probably put it in her damn contract, to be honest, because she's never been to a BravoCon, right? So that was probably. I'm thinking that might have been part of her contract. Karen is there.
Really be.
Yes.
You said that's part of her contract. That woman didn't even take a whole cast photo.
I know.
That woman didn't take a cast photo. Even her new interview look for this season. Now Bravo did her shady with that her green screen. Well, that ain't even a green screen. It's a white screen. They showed her with them because she said, because somebody questioned her about it. They were like, girl, why do you got them yoga pants on? She's like, well, if y'all been watching the show, you know that they show us from the waist up. Shit, we can see you in them yoga pants in that white backdrop. Oh God, y'all know I'm trying for Monique. Oh, pray for me. Because that woman, it's just, Here's the thing. I like
What you
Monique.
mean where I've been all day? I've been here since 8 o'clock doing my review for Reasonable Doubt. What are you talking? I went to work. That's where I was all day. I was at work.
So
Contrary to popular belief, this is not my full-time job. Sorry.
So I'm gonna try with Monique, right? Because she just from the minute that we saw that cast photo, I was like, girl, you already on the bullshit. I'm gonna try with Monique. I really truly am. It's gonna take a lot because Love and Marriage DC is what really soured me with Monique. That's what soured me with her. But it was nice to see her there because I saw a panel that they did today where she was talking about Angel because they showed the mid-season trailer. I was like, she was talking nice about Angel. I was like, okay, girl, keep this energy. But I know you're not.
And this, I agree, Xavier. That's the other thing that did it for me. When she said Quad was her campaign manager, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this.
That was it for me.
Okay, so there's that. So, Ashley apologized to Wendy. And Wendy said, I don't accept it.
You know so much that I can say about Ashley Darby, and I'm gonna say it. So Ashley Darby, girl, you talking about y'all make melodies and not felonies. Bitch, they should arrest you for every cover song that you've done and give you 15 years for every Roberta Flack song that you've butchered. Which I hope this is a joke that I just saw where they said she's putting out a song.
I saw that. I hope it's a joke too. But did you see her doing The Boy Is Mine?
So what now?
Did you see her singing The Boy Is Mine?
I did not. And don't nobody send it.
And the sad part is, you know, the part of the song where it says, you need to give it up. You know, that's what the comments were tearing her ass up. The comments, listen, the comments wrote themselves with that one.
And again, let me repeat myself to everybody. Do not send that shit to me. I will block y'all. If y'all send me Ashley Darby singing, I will block the hell out of y'all. Expedition.
I need to put it in the group chat.
I will block every last one of y'all who send me Ashley Darby singing. Oh,
I agree, Xavier. Well, y'all know I like Monique, so I understand why people feel the way they feel about Monique. But I like Monique, so I understand.
I like her too, but it's just she's different. You know, no, let me take that back because people are gonna be like, "You calling a black woman difficult?" She's not difficult. She is just too much. And I think I think what it is, I think she sets her expectations way too high for certain things. Because in that clip of this week's episode, when she's talking about she dropped 300 pounds, I was like, girl, we knew that you want to get rid of 300 pounds. But,
I thought that was unnecessarily shady. Because I don't feel like, up until this point, I don't feel like either one of them has said anything nasty about each other in the press. They've been very positive about co-parenting and even about their split. I don't feel like either one of them were nasty. And I just felt like that was an unnecessarily shady comment.
But yeah, you guys,
unless things aren't as amicable as they led us to believe, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, we don't know what to believe when it comes to them, because remember, Love Marriage DC, she said they were good, but girl, not the way.
Oh no, we could see on Love Marriage DC they were not good.
Exactly.
No. Matter of fact, that last season, if everybody remembers, before the fight, that was Monique's storyline, is her and Chris going to counseling. But then the fight happened, and of course, then the storyline went left. Yeah.
Has Karen been on any panels?
I have not. Up until this point, I have not seen. Let me look on the TikTok. Let me look and see if anybody has spotted her on it. But did you see the mid-season trailer drop?
And she's in it.
She's in it, and not only is she in it, but did I tell y'all how many people remember? How many people remember when I do my live on Sunday night? I'm gonna ask y'all again. Xavier, you've been around. Did I not say?
We gonna see Karen.
That Karen was gonna do a sit down one-on-one with Andy. Did I not say that? Hold on, let me go over to the TikTok and see if anybody dropped a clip. We know she's there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Gertie. Now I did open up to Gertie is there.
So I'll tell you somebody else that I saw. Robin was on the stage with Teresa.
Why is Robin there?
Robin was on stage
because I saw Robin and I was like, why is she here? I
guess because she was on Traitors last season.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I can see that. All right, hold on, let me see. Karen Huger. Bravo Con. Oh, there she is. The Grand Dame is there. This says Karen receives a thunderous ovation as she arrives at BravoCon with Giselle. Let's see. Oh, nope. I can't have that song. Y'all can't hardly see in this clip. Hold on. Let me start the clip over.
Can we talk about Giselle and this wig that she got on?
So there's Giselle and there's Karen, y'all.
She look good.
She does look good. She looks good. And they said that everybody was clapping for her. Oh, she looks good. She looks good.
Her friend needs to let go of that wig. When Giselle is too pretty of a woman for them ugly ass wigs she be wearing. Too pretty of a woman.
That's the same clip, but maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. That's the same clip, but
baby, that wig is laid though.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Karen. Y'all know that's my girl. Y'all know that's my girl. But I said when we saw that they were filming Karen, I said, so Karen is clearly coming back because they're filming her. But I didn't expect to see her film this season. But I said, when we get to the end, I said, there's going to probably be a sit down between. Now, I didn't expect him to come to her house. Baby, Andy wanted that thing. Andy went to her house.
If you remember when she got out of prison, Andy said he had been texting Karen, and I knew it was something he was tight-lipped about. Because I knew I'm like, you done sat down with Karen and had a conversation with Karen. Now, do I think Karen gonna be honest? We shall see.
So I was gonna say, let's say so. This is I'm gonna put a period there because I'm gonna say this. If Karen truly has admitted that she was an alcoholic and is taking her sobriety seriously, then she'll probably be very honest. If Karen is still living in delusion and living in the fantasy of that she's not an alcoholic, then no, she gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of goes back to what I was saying about the Ozzy situation. Until she's ready to accept that she's an addict, nothing's gonna help.
Right.
I mean, we had Diddy in open court talking about he'd been sober since he got arrested, and they found alcohol in his bunk. I mean, all right. So Wendy spoke on what she has going on, and basically she just said that the whole situation is unfortunate. She can't really speak a lot on it, and she looks forward to speaking after everything is over. But we see in the trailer, I'm assuming in the mid-season trailer, we see Wendy and Eddie talking. We know they picked up the cameras. So do you think that that's a scene that they already filmed that's about something else and they're trying to make us think it's about the arrest? Or do you think that's about the arrest?
I think that's about the arrest. Because if you remember, she got how many episodes have we been into Potomac before she got arrested? It wasn't that many episodes.
It wasn't that many because that was a month ago, and we're only on episode 8 now. So maybe episode 4, 3 or 4.
Even when Karen got out the week. She got out a few weeks before the premiere.
Right.
They done scrambled to put Karen's stuff together and Wendy's stuff together.
Yeah.
So I think that's exactly what we see is exactly what that is.
Well, that's definitely on the trailer. And it looks like Tia and
Stacy
get
y'all are not gonna. Can't nobody make me hate Stacy because
y'all listen. Y'all cannot make me hate Stacy because no matter how hard they have been trying to get under Stacy's skin, Stacy is not giving it to him.
And still she rises.
Okay, Xavier said she was arrested before episode 3. So yeah, early on.
So yeah,
now let's get over to the white people. Teresa is trying really hard to get her job back. Maybe she done gave Melissa compliments, talking about she the best dressed at the reunions. She didn't said on the panel that her and Joe and Melissa have been talking and things are moving in a positive direction. Maybe Teresa is desperate for that check, honey.
He is. And
he said that he would not have any announcements about New Jersey at BravoCon. So that means that they ain't even started filming.
Because they're test filming.
Yeah,
thank God. It seems like Jennifer Aiden is not coming back.
She's gone. She's gone, which is a great thing. And that's another reason why Teresa is kissing ass because she doesn't have any other allies.
Right, because
I mean,
Jennifer
Dolores is
Davis,
still her friend, but y'all know Dolores don't be holding steady to nothing.
no,
Especially now
Dolores,
she got that ring, baby. Dolores got other things on her mind.
right, and Dolores is on Rhode Island as a
Did you hear that one of the husbands on Rhode Island then got arrested for domestic violence?
uh-huh.
I said, here we go.
Rhode Island is gonna be a mess.
It's already a mess. They said they done booed Erica Jane because she said that Garcelle is the only housewife that she doesn't want to come back. So they booed her when she said that.
Girl, we want you gone.
Right. And then Sutton had the nerve to say that it might have been a blessing in disguise with Garcelle leaving because she's gotten to know the ladies in a way that she never got to know them before. Girl, nobody was stopping you from getting to know them women.
And see, people
so it's Garcelle's fault now?
People came at me for years about Sutton. I had told everybody from the jump I didn't trust Sutton. I've said that. I even said on the panel.
I used to like Sutton. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. Y'all know I used to love that.
I even said on the panel
ass.
that I didn't like Sutton, and I think it comes from me just being a Southern boy. And whenever I hear Southern Belle, it never sits right in my spirit to hear a white person refer to themselves as a Southern Belle. That has never sat right with me because I've met some white women here in Texas that, oh, I'm a Southern Belle, but they are the most, and I'm not, and hear me loud and hear me clear when I say this. I am not calling Southern a racist, but whenever I hear Southern Belle, I always get undercover racist. I really do. And you remember last week when we were doing the panel, how we made jokes about Reba being a racist. We made jokes about that, and I
wasn't necessarily joking about Reba.
I wasn't either. I was calling what I saw, and then also with
Reba's a nasty little something.
Yeah, even in the trailer of Beverly Hills, when Jennifer Tilly said, "And this is why Garcelle is gone," I said, "Come on, Jennifer, call that shit out. We knew it, but it's like, girl, you doing all this for what? Kyle, Dorit, Erica, bitches that don't even like you."
Mm-hmm.
The girl go off.
What else did I hear? Oh, they said that they may be making an announcement about New York that it looks like they're gonna bring back a couple of OGs.
Yes,
with the newbies.
I'm here for that.
I'm here for that too.
Oh, did you see last week when Garcelle and Sutton was on the red carpet together and Garcelle had her back all the way to Sutton? I said, I know that's right, Garcelle.
But did you see where Garcelle took a picture with Javi?
Yes.
And then she said, I got him in the divorce. So does he no longer work for Sutton?
I think Sutton is losing people.
Baby, he done got his Ozempic life on and he done left Sutton. Because baby, Javi look good.
He do. I'm here for it. Oh yeah,
Mary got a standing ovation. I did read that somewhere that Mary was the most popular one.
I feel bad for Mary because of that documentary that TLC is doing about her and her church.
I don't know if I feel bad for her. I like Mary, but I don't know if I feel bad for
her. So her family, some of her family members, I think, are in there. So they are once again stabbing her in the back.
I don't think they're stabbing her in the back though.
To call her church a cult?
If it's a cult, it's a cult. Where's mean things?
I think all religion is a cult.
But now that's a different conversation.
I
don't think that all religion is a cult, but I do think that cults exist in religion.
Right. Well, let me take that back. I don't think all religion is a cult. I think it's the churches in themselves. Some churches can be very cultish, right? And some religions can be, like the Mormon church. Like nobody talks about that fucking Mormon church.
Yes, they do, because Heather's doing a whole documentary, and I'm actually going to review it. Matter of fact, I might watch the episode tonight. I think it's a 3-part. Yeah. Well, again, I mean, that was just like Surviving Scientology. That was those were deep. I didn't know anything about Scientology until I started watching those, and I was like, what?
Because any religion, let me take that. I don't feel like it's the religion; it's the people in the churches that are telling you to disown your family. Right.
So I'm going to reserve my opinion until I watch the documentary and see. Mm-hmm. But I will go back to when the show first started, and I read articles, because I think I did videos on it when Salt Lake City first started, and I read articles. I mean, this isn't the first time the church is being called a cult.
True.
And there are articles that have been written. I think I think they get away because they're in the shadow of the Mormon church right there in Utah. It's kind of like we got bigger fish to fry. Like if we're gonna call yours a cult, we got this whole temple right here. So I think, but I remember pre-pandemic. I mean, since the pandemic, the church has been sort of closed and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But pre-pandemic,
I mean, she was a nasty spirit because the way she went off on them people about not buying her a birthday gift.
Yeah. And I mean, even the thought process of I'm going to marry my grandmother's husband. What? And again, oh, he works for Garcelle now. Oh, wow. And again, I want to refresh my memory because again, I don't remember everything from a couple of years ago, but the thought process, because again, you didn't just marry him in name, y'all had a whole child together. So you were literally married to this man. Y'all consummated the marriage. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just marrying him because so the church won't put him out. No. You consummated that marriage. Because y'all got a whole baby together. It's coming on TLC.
Yeah, Heather's is on Bravo and Mary's is on TLC.
They don't care that Mary's running a cult. They just mad they're not running the cult. Who is the they? Who's the they you talking about, Xavier?
Can I ask a question now?
Heather's documentary is coming. It's on Peacock and Bravo. But the one on Mary is on TLC.
Why is Chanel on there?
She ain't got nothing else to do. What the fuck else she doing?
She is so it's so funny because season 1 of Dubai, I like Chanel and Lisa. And then season 2, I couldn't stand Chanel because Chanel went up behind Stanberry's ass. Now I
always thought Chanel was extra and was over the top. Like when she bought that damn goat to Lisa's house, I was like, girl, you doing too much. You like the attention, you like the camera, and you're doing everything to get some attention. Because that was ridiculous. Girl, nobody wants your goat.
Now, Wills, I keep getting up on the Lisa's comments and saying, girl, we need you to go home to Miami. Like go home, film with the girls in Miami, and then go back to Dubai. She do like
her and Lisa aren't even friends anymore.
They've been friends since the season ended.
Yeah,
But I keep telling Lisa, I'm like, girl, we need you on Real Housewives of Miami as a friend of something. Like, because Lisa is I think Lisa she was a great housewife, and I think she needs to be back on Bravo. She was a best dressed. To me, she's one of the best dressed housewives around. Lisa Milan from Dubai.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying, Xavier. I want to wait to see the documentary because a lot of stuff, I remember we read up on a lot of this stuff, but I've forgotten it. And so I'll wait and see what the documentary's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I remember some of the stuff from when, Mary first joined.
And then I remember Up and Adam did an interview with her mom before her, her mom had a lot to say. But the other thing, too, was there were lawsuits against the church. Like it's not just Mary's family having an issue. There were other people that have sued the church. This. And I'm not going to, I think cult is a word that people throw around too loosely. So I'm not going to just say it's a cult. I do want to wait and hear what the documentary is saying. But
I think the problem that I have, it kind of reminds me of the problem that I had with Salt Lake City season 2. And why I tuned out, it was because everyone was attacking Mary's church when there were bigger fish to fry. Jen Shaw took money from people, and everybody brushed over Jen Shaw, what she did to come at Mary. And I'm not saying that Mary's above reproach or anything. If Mary's running a cult, she's running a cult, and we got to call it what it is, right? So I'm not like 100% upset about it. I just, I think she was blindsided by seeing some people in that interview that she was like, damn. Well, she probably didn't say damn, but she was probably like, wow. But I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'll definitely watch it and see what it's given, and I may even discuss it. And as far as Heather,
I'm definitely gonna talk about it. Just like I'm gonna watch the Heather's documentary on more. It looks like basically from what I've seen, it looks like Mary sort of took the formula that Leah Remini did for her Scientology series, where basically she's just going out and letting people tell their story of being in the Mormon church and let them sort of, because I feel like Heather's like, I've told my story, I've written 2 books about it. Now, let me let you guys hear other people tell their story so you know it's not just me kind of thing, which is sort of what Leah Remini did. Her and the guy that passed away, David, what was his last name? The guy that passed away last year. They basically told their story of Scientology. I'm actually still reading his book. I kind of got away from it. I was reading his book and I kind of got away from when he actually escaped. He was like a top lieutenant in Scientology and he literally like ran away with the clothes on his back and he never spoke to his wife and kids again.
That is crazy.
They forbade him to talk to his family. So yeah.
That's interesting.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much, JB. I am going to be at my mom's church tomorrow giving out Thanksgiving turkey. So I'm not sure. I know it's your turn to host. I'm not sure what time I'm gonna be back. So if you want to go ahead and go without me, you know, because I'm gonna be there first thing in the morning, so I probably won't be there too late because I have to be there at 9. And I don't know how long it takes to hand out, you know, turkey. So I'll probably be home by early afternoon, but I mean I can give you a better gauge once I get there and kind of figure it out. But you know,
because I didn't even watch Beyond the Gates because you know it's only it was 4
it's
episodes.
Only 4 episodes, right?
Yeah, because it was off Monday.
I'm only on episode. Yeah, it was off Monday. I watched Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, I'm on Thursday. So
you further than I am. I ain't watched not one.
Okay, well, let me know tomorrow.
Because I'm gonna get off of here and watch the Braxtons, Rated to Love, and Beyond the Gates. So
yeah, I'm about to watch something when I get off here. I'm not sure if I want to watch.
And then tonight the finale of Bell Collective.
It is.
That is so stupid to me. How they
is it the finale, or do they have one more episode after this? But either way, yeah, it's coming up soon.
It's so stupid.
But I got 4 episodes. I got 4 shows. I got the rest of Beyond the Gates. I have Bell Collective. I have Ready to Love, and I have the Braxtons. Child, y'all doing too much. And then tomorrow, Love and Marriage Huntsville comes back. So yeah, it's about to be review. So
I know y'all make good money from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but that is just one piece that I got to stay away from.
That's the only reason why I went back. If I'm being very honest, when I went back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, nothing else was on. Like there wasn't any. Like I literally was only reviewing like one other show. So I was like, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any reviews. So I kind of did it because there was nothing else on. And I get good. I'm not gonna lie. I get good numbers off of it. That's the only reason why I started doing Divorced Sisters, because I was like, it ain't shit else to talk about.
Exactly.
But I only got 3 episodes in, and I was like, I can't, y'all. I really tried. I can't. I think the last episode I watched was the episode where she caught him on with his assistant called and was like, "Hey, baby," and then he was like, tried to play like I never even when it went on hiatus. I was like, I don't even know if it ever came back. I don't know.
I don't either, and I was reviewing it, and I still don't know if it ever came back.
Child, I'm done with it.
And if it did, I ain't heard nothing about it, and I don't forgot.
I haven't either. I haven't heard anybody talking about it on social media or anything. I wonder if it got canceled. I shouldn't say that because Tyler Perry don't cancel shit. So
he sure don't.
So
oh god.
Anyway, y'all. So that's it. That's other than that, JB, what you got going on other than Beyond the Gates at some point this weekend?
Oh, so like I said, the Braxtons, we'll have that up tomorrow sometime. Rated to Love will be up sometime tomorrow, and then Potomac on Sunday. And then y'all know I complain about this, but Baddies USA is coming back on the 23rd. I don't know why, but we'll be back with Baddies. So Baddies for me is what Love and Marriage Huntsville is for y'all. Like, oh God, because that show, it actually feels like Love and Marriage Huntsville, because Love and Marriage Huntsville, I remember reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you get that reunion, and then they come back a month or 2 later talking about we'll be back with another season. Excuse me? And that's why I feel bad for Bell Collective, because I think Bell Collective gives the wrong end of the deal when it comes to his shows on. They only get what 6, 7, 8 episodes, but then I guess Love and Marriage Huntsville gets the preferential treatment of every show. Love and Marriage DC, don't know where that's coming, if that's ever coming or going.
I don't think it's ever coming back, because according to my people, they ain't heard from Carlos King and Kingdom Reign in damn near 2 years. The last they heard was the show was going to be renewed, and that was it. Like I think they thought they were going to start filming at the beginning of the year, and they never heard anything about.
Because he did a special with Joy and Clifton, and I'm like, y'all ready to start filming? So DC,
and according to my people, the last thing I heard from my people was so first I heard they were going to start filming in January, but then when January rolled around, they didn't hear anything from Carlos. And the last time I talked to somebody on the cast, they were like, we ain't talked to Carlos in almost 2 years. Like, not like business wise. They ain't talked to Carlos in almost 2 years.
Damn. And then Detroit, I hope they cancel that show.
Detroit needs to be canceled. You see, old girl got pregnant again, right? After all that whining and complaining and crying about being pregnant, girl, you done messed around and got pregnant again
for the third time. That's why I let that show go. It was gonna be
the only reason why I stayed on is because I was doing it with Shade in the City. If I was doing it by myself, I probably would have let it go.
And then with Bell Collective, I really love Bell Collective. I wanted to review this season, but it just seemed overly produced, and I was like, I can't.
It's giving Love After Lockup tease.
I was like, I can't do overly produced, and it's not that good, especially when it comes.
Speaking of Love After Lockup, did you see what Dante's baby mama got arrested for domestic violence? You know who I'm talking about, right? Dante, right? Yeah. You know he just had a baby with the white. Yeah. So she got arrested maybe late last week or over the weekend. She got arrested, and they said for assaulting a family member. But she lives in Virginia with Dante.
Oh, wow.
You know, she's from North Carolina or something. She lives with him. So, and then he left this long dissertation on his Instagram, basically like, y'all don't know what's been going on. Y'all don't understand all that I've been through, what I've been dealing with, blah, 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 blah.
Is she or?
Oh, no, she white.
Okay.
And it's so funny because every time he goes live on TikTok with that baby, people be in the comments like, that's not your baby. You need to get a DNA test. Because the baby is white. Like Dante is dark. I mean, he's not dark, but he is. Baby, that baby look white.
They tell that man to get a DNA test.
And you know, Dante be like, I done already had a DNA test. This is my baby. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna find a picture of him. Hold on. Let me see.
Funny. Now you know,
like I've seen this. This is my baby. I've had a DNA test. Hold on, let me see. What's his name? How you spell his name? DeOnte.
ONTE.
All right, Dante Love After Lockup. Hold on, let me see. There you go, right here.
Oh, that's a cute baby, but that baby is very fair.
Look at that baby.
That baby is very fair.
Baby, they be on Instagram like, that's not your baby.
That is a very fair baby. They say that's not his baby. That shit is. Oh, yeah, that's oh. No comment.
He be like, but it's funny because every time he go live, people be in the comment. And every time, because I don't even watch his lives like that. It's like if I'm scrolling TikTok and he's live, it'll come up, you know. And if I stop and watch for 5 minutes, somebody in the comments just said, you need to get a DNA test. You sure that's your baby?
Oh, they might not be wrong.
He swear he done had a DNA test, child.
They might not be wrong because that.
But baby, you know, Dante ain't always been the sharpest knife in the drawer.
I was about to say he ain't the sharpest, but damn. If he like it, I love it.
But he does. He loves that band. Now he does. And every time, it's funny because I always see him with, I mean, granted, I only see him when he goes live, but every time he go live, he got that baby.
That's good. He's taking care of another man's baby.
Allegedly. You know what? On that note, goodbye. And on that note, thank y'all. We've been here for 2 hours. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank you for coming through, JB. Again, I'll hit you up in the morning once I get a better timeline. And again, if you're going to be home and you want to do it, if not, I get it. I understand. Go ahead and roll without me. Okay. And we will talk to y'all later. Peace. Hold on, JB. Don't hang up yet. I want to tell you something afterwards. Hold on.
Cool.